This model is in the colours of Hämmerle, which is an Austrian heavy haulage company. It is part of the Big Move network, and so it comes in a Big Move branded box, and it's really the same box style for WSI branded models. When you pull out the insides, it's good to see it's factory sealed, so you need to get the knife out, and if you can control it properly you can slit the tape and open up the lid. There's no information about the real truck or the model provided, and there's no assembly instructions required because the model is complete out of the box. The detail level on the chassis is very high. The gearbox is silver and all of the transmission and suspension elements are modelled, and there are different tyres mounted on the steering and driven axles. The front wheels have painted trims which look attractive, and all of the tyres are printed up with the Michelin name and type designation. It's an interesting detail, but it's an individual choice as to whether you like it or not. And interestingly, on the review model, the tyre on the right is incorrectly marked as a rear wheel type. On top of the cab there's a heavily tinted roof light and beacon lights, and perhaps the only detail missing is some roof aerials. But in general the details and livery are a faithful representation of the real truck, and that includes the accurate fleet number and number plate. In fact, a particular feature of this model is the very high quality graphics, some of which are really tiny but still legible. WSI has only been around for a few short years, and in that time they've become a prolific manufacturer of high quality truck models, and they've also produced some of the largest 1 to 50 scale models in the world. They are a Dutch company and they now have their own factory in China. So what does WSI stand for? Well, it's Worldwide Scale Industries. Behind the cab there's a plastic equipment tower with fuel tanks and cabinets, and there's a neat little vent at the top of the cab. There's also some coiled air lines at the bottom of the tower, and the wheel arches are appropriately modelled in tough plastic. At the back the lights have little plastic lenses, and there's the MAN logo. Out on the test track the tyre printing allows you to see that all the wheels turn evenly as it rolls along. As usual for a WSI truck there's no movement in any of the wheels to represent suspension. And also the steering is modelled for accuracy, but the compromise is that the range of movement is really quite small. But if you want you can set it at a shallow angle, and then you can try to roll it along in a very shallow curve. And obviously the shallow steering limits the posing opportunities. Moving to the tilting cab, and that's been implemented very well, it stays tilted. And the engine underneath is very detailed with some coloured components and some tiny writing in graphics. Well, it's true that a man always likes to get hooked up, and this MAN tractor is no exception. So we'll attach a WSI Notabome trailer and just hook that into the fifth wheel, and that just then gives you another way to display the model. This tractor is the usual high quality offering from WSI, with the main strong point being the detailing, and it's an attractive looking vehicle in the colours of Hämmerle. If you'd like to run your own fleet of mini heavy haulage, then this one's highly recommended.